Let's arrive in a seated position. And when we get there, just take a few breaths. Noticing the sensations in the body, and the thoughts in the mind. Inhaling, opening up the rib cage, expanding the belly. Exhale, side out. Inhale, open the rib cage, expand the belly. Expand the chest. Exhale. Roll the shoulders back, opening up the chest. Lengthen your spine. Let's set an intention to let go of fear. Let go of fear. And throughout the practice, continue coming back to your breath and seeing if you can explore the inhales and the exhales in a synchronized way, with even inhales and even exhales. Finding some movement here on your next inhale. Circle the arms up and overhead, palms come together. And exhale, push the palms together, bring them down through to heart center, sealing in that intention to let go of fear. And you can blink the eyes open if they're not already open, or feel free to keep them closed. We'll place the palms face down on the knees and get right into our twists. So we're working on lengthening the spine. So inhale, think lengthening through to the crown of the head. Exhale, twisting to the right. And inhale back through center. Exhale, other side. We can even gaze over that back shoulder. Inhale. Finding your breath here. Take one more round. We'll inhale through center and come to hold our twist. So opposite palm to opposite knee, and swing that back arm around. Find length on the inhale. And exhale, look over that back shoulder if it's comfortable on your neck. Good, and we'll inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. So opposite palm to opposite knee, swing that back arm around. Find length. And opening up your chest. Opening up the spine. And one more time. And exhale. Something to note is that if Sukhasana, easy pose, doesn't feel good on your body, you can always take a block or a pillow and shift onto your knees, placing the block under your hips, and that really opens up this space right here. And if neither of those positions is comfortable, you can always sit down on your bottom with your legs out straight, just trying to lengthen the spine. So just find what feels good in your body. Anytime we're in Sukhasana, this should always be an option. So taking a few breaths. Inhale, expanding. And exhale now, engaging the core. Bringing the belly into the spine. Inhale the arms up. And we'll flow with our side bends, exhaling to one side. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen. And inhale. And as we're flowing here, I invite you to let yourself tap into what fear means for you and how it shows up in your life. And yes, it's scary. That's what fear is. But if we can become conscious, and if we can breathe, maybe we'll have a tool to navigate the fear and maybe even let it go. We'll inhale one more time. And then when we reach our next side, we'll press the palm into the mat and hold for 2 breaths. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, opening the chest, looking up. And inhale back up, other side. 2 full rounds of breath. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhale, opening the chest. Inhale. Back through center. We'll do some shoulder mobility drills. Place the palms face down, straighten the arms. And then here there might be a tendency to scrunch the shoulders. See if you can allow them to fall and relax. And we'll start with small movements in the arms. Rotating forward. You can always place the fingers on the shoulders instead and come to these micro movements. And then we'll reverse directions. Breathing here. Remember, nice lengthened spine. And we'll exhale. We'll come into another shoulder stretch. So we're going for eagle arms, but we also have the option, press the palms together, and then see how far we can bring the elbows together. And you can flow here, or coming into eagle arms, so wrap one arm under the other at the elbow. Find your breath. You're doing great. And switch directions. You can always take rest if needed. Continue the variation or come into your eagle arms on the other side. And inhale and exhale. Great job. Let's find our way to hands and knees for tabletop. And take your time getting there. And tabletop, we stack the palms underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. You can walk side to side. And we'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. So on the inhale, drop the belly. Open the chest, look forward, arch the back. Exhale, belly and spine, round chin into the chest. And exhale. And go as slowly as feels good for you. Maybe you take a few circles. This is your practice, your chance to feel into your body. And just being mindful of any weird sensations and backing off when something doesn't feel right. Okay, we will come into arm circles here. We'll place one palm almost close to the center of the mat. Raise the other hand. And you can play with just shifting the weight into that arm. Or to expand on that, we'll do 2 circles, full circles, with that top arm going backwards, and then 2 circles forward. Good, other side. So pressing that next palm into the mat, raising and lowering that opposite arm, or taking 2 full circles. Using your breath to inhale up, exhale down, in opposite direction. And we'll take another twist. We're going to do thread the needle. So your inhale will bring the right arm up, extending through the fingers, and your exhale will bring you under and through, palm faces up. And just take a few breaths here. Excellent. Inhale brings you back up, and exhale brings you down. Other side, inhale, left arm up toward the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. I release fear. Finding your breath. Inhale, left arm reaches up, and exhale down. Coming into your variation of child's pose, so that might be feet together, knees together, palms face back. Or that could mean toes together, knees wide as your mat, hands forward. Finding what feels appropriate in your body. It might not feel exactly good, but we want to kind of sit with discomfort and see if we can breathe into it, finding what feels comfortable. Okay, we'll make our way back up to tabletop. Swing our legs around. Legs go out in front. And we can shake. Flex. Point toes. Do a couple circles with the feet. And then mindful to keep your spine long even if you're leaning back. Sometimes we have a tendency to slouch over. An opposite direction with the feet. Let's make our way to standing. We can take the water here before we go up. You're doing great. Let's come to Tadasana. The feet can be wide as the hips. Step the shoulders back, palms face forward. Long, lengthened spine. So we're grounding down through the soles of the feet. Engaging legs. Pressing the fingertips all the way down, opening the collarbone. It's a full body experience. You can keep the eyes open here, gazing forward, or close the eyes. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the rises and falls of your breath. And on your inhale, press the palms together at heart center. Exhale, release. Next inhale, we'll raise the arms up and overhead. Exhale, palms together at heart center. 2 more times. Inhale. You can give a bend to the knees as you do this. And exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. And release the arms. Shift the weight into the left foot. If you can balance here by bringing the opposite toes up. And release. Shift the weight into the opposite foot. Lifting those left toes. Okay, coming into goddess pose, we'll heel the toes out so that heels face in, toes face out. You can stay here and just feel into your hips, maybe rocking side to side. We're doing some circles. Just be mindful of the knees. You can always turn the toes in just a bit if you don't have that range of motion in the hips. Or we'll inhale the arms up. Exhale, squat down. There's a lot of work here. Seeing if we can continue to ground down. Opening up the hips, knees out, long spine. And take whatever arm variation feels good to you. Arms can be up, lengthening the side body. Or palms together at heart center. Or hands on the hips. Maybe even hands to the side. A few more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lower the arm. Inhale. Straighten the legs slowly. And heel toe, feet together. Coming into stick pose. So Toes to touch, heels to touch. You can always expand your feet out. That feels more comfortable for you. We're coming into another balancing pose. We'll inhale the arms up and overhead. Lengthen through the side body. Hold here. Or you can begin to rock onto the balls of the feet. And raise the heels up. And if you fall, that's okay. Take one more inhale wherever you're at. And with the heels over the arms. And inhale the arms right back up. Grabbing opposite wrist with opposite hand. We'll inhale, lengthen side body. Exhale, fold to the side. Side bend. Full inhale here. And exhale. Other side, inhale. Grab the opposite wrist with opposite hand. And exhale. And full round of breath, inhale. Exhale. And inhale back up to center. This time on our exhale, feet will hip distance apart. Bend the knees, fold forward. So we want like our belly to be on the tops of the thighs. So that means we're gonna have to bend our knees if we're not warmed up or if we don't have that range of motion. Knees are bent. You can let the head drop. Just for a few breaths. Maybe interlace the hands at the elbows, rock side to side. And then we'll place the palms on the mat. Really bend into the knees if you have to, and find your way back on the tabletop. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, belly to spine. Again, inhale. Exhale. We'll walk forward with the palms. Extend the right leg back. Walk back and forth on the ball of the foot. You're doing great. Now on your inhale, you can stay here. Just feeling into this posture, making sure that the hips are level. Or we can extend that back leg up. Mindful not to like sink down into your hips. Stay here or extend the opposite arm up. For 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Next side, rocking back and forth on the ball of the foot. Finding your breath, remembering your intention. Stay here. Lift that back leg up. Stay here, or option to raise the opposite arm in front of you, lengthening. And full inhale. Full exhale. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to release. Taking your version of child's pose once again. We'll slowly roll our way up or press ourselves forward and into tabletop. And come to lay down flat on our back. We're going to get into the hips a little bit more, and our peak pose will be low lunge. So let's get into the hips. Come back onto your elbows, all the way flat on the back. Let's press the soles of the feet into the earth, so walk them closer next to your butt. Palms face down on the ground. We'll flow through bridge pose. Take a full inhale and a full exhale. And inhale. Raise the hips up, pressing with the soles of the feet. And exhale, lower. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. At your own pace here. One more. And we'll go one more time. This time we'll hold at the top. Options here, palms can be face down on the mat, or maybe walk the shoulder blades together underneath them. And release the fingers, extending the pointer finger forward. Option to raise onto the balls of the feet. And wherever you're at, lower down slowly. And you can extend both legs out wide. We'll take a few breaths here in Savasana. And just feel the effects of your practice so far. We'll bring some movement into the fingers and the toes, wiggling them, rolling out the wrists, rolling out the ankles. Get both soles of the feet back on the mat. And into figure 4 pose. So we can bring the feet together. And then we're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Really getting into that inner groin in the hip. And you can feel free to stay here. You can use that right palm to press the right thigh away. Or option to interlace the fingers behind the left thigh, bringing that left knee into the chest. And let's put some energy into the feet by flexing and pulling the toes back. One more full inhale. And exhale, we can place the sole of that left foot back down. Bending the right leg up. Give it a straighten as much as you can. And release the sole of the right foot back down to the mat. Other side. Inhale, raise that leg. Left ankle crosses over right thigh. Feel free to stay here. Pressing that left thigh away from you. Or interlacing the fingers underneath the right thigh. Flexing the toes. Breathing deeply. See if you can follow your breath fully without getting distracted. We'll take one more full inhale. And Exhale, release that right sole of the foot down to the mat. Give that left leg extension. And bend the legs, soles of the feet touch the mat. Bring both knees into the chest as much as you can. Find some circles here. Now before we come into our low lunge, we're going to do just a little bit of core. We're going to do a couple rounds of dead bug pose. So we'll bend both the knees so that the shins are parallel at like a 90-degree angle. Raise both arms up to the sky. And then press the palms into the tops of the thighs. So on our inhale, we'll extend right arm, right. And exhale, bring it together. Inhale, left arm, left leg. Exhale, bring it together. 2 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time to inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Ready to come to your side, cross yourself back up to seated, or cross the ankles as you come down and roll up. Place the legs out in front of you, give them shape. And then find your way onto your knees. You can always have a blanket out underneath your knees if that feels good. Blocks are also super excellent to have as props because we're going to come into our low lunge. So we're going to place the sole of one foot on the mat, other knee behind us, coming onto the ball of the foot or the sole of the foot, and just be mindful of that bottom knee. And we can just draw our foot forward, lean forward into our lunge. The blocks are really useful for support here. We can, sometimes the front hip has a tendency to splay out like this. We just want to like pull it back, not relying 100% on our flexibility here. Also relying on that strength, pushing down into the sole of it. And we can interlock fingers on top of the front thigh. Or bring the arms up and overhead for 5 whole breaths. Feel the blades coming together behind you, lengthening the spine. Option to inhale and twist. Beautiful. And inhale. Wherever you're at, we'll come back. So we'll straighten that front leg, bend into the back leg for half splits, 2 breaths. I think the blocks are super useful here. Good. And then we'll do the same thing, but now we'll bring the leg back so that it can meet the other. And we'll take a couple breaths in camel pose. So knees as wide as the hips. Press the palms into the lower back. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, push the hips forward. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale back. So coming to the opposite way. We'll heel, we'll toe, 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 all the way forward. And then we can use blocks if we have them. Or interlace the fingers on top of the thigh. Being mindful to keep the hips as even as we can. You can always tuck the back toes for balance. Raising them up if that feels good for you. Shoulders back, long spine, find your breath. Alright, release fear. Inhale. Option to stay here or twist. And inhale, hands up. Exhale, palms down. Straighten the front leg or keep it bent. But the point is to move the hips back and get that stretch in loose front hamstring. And you can even keep the sole of the foot on the mat if that feels better for you. Good. And then we'll bring the up back behind us. One more round if you can. Come up onto the knees. Again, you can have a blanket underneath the knees. Inhale. Exhale. Push the hips forward. Very lightly back bending. Inhale. And exhale. Find your way onto your tummy. A few more poses here. Take a few rounds of baby cobra. So we're pressing the palms into the mat with breast bone. So thumbs come right into the chest. Exhale here. Hug the elbows into the side ribs. And inhale, lift the chest. And exhale. Engage the thighs. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. 3 more on your own time. And when you get to the top, hold here for a few breaths. Options to keep the palms on the mat or lift the fingers up. And inhale one more time. And exhale, release. Our forehead can come to the mat. Let's interlace the fingers behind us. Keep them as bent as you need to or straighten them up. We're going to do one more back bend here. Take a full exhale. And inhale it. Opening up the chest, pulling the rock behind, lifting us up. And exhale. And from here, we can find our way onto our backs. Let's take a full body stretch. Inhale, the arms open overhead. Give yourself a big hug. Now bring the knees into the chest. Give them a big hug too. Rock side to side. Keep the right knee in and release the fingers over the top of the shin. Extend the left leg out. Pull that right thigh into the chest. Now bring the left knee back in and release the fingers over the left top shin and extend the right leg out. Now bring both knees into the chest. Soles of the feet come down to the mat. Take a full inhale, exhale, and then we'll inhale to bridge. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, hold for 2 breaths. press into the soles of the feet. Inhale, go all the way down. And you can give your knees one final squeeze, tensing all of your muscles with your deep inhale. And exhale, release. Arms fall to your sides, palms face up. Legs are long out in front of you. This is the time to let go of the breath and notice any tension and allow it to release. And you're just noticing. Stay here for as long as you would like to. Thank you for practicing with me today and sharing your practice. Namaste.